2022. For Cambia, we vaccinated 104 dogs and 6 cats. And for Kailao, it was 88 dogs. And for 2023, we decided to take the campaign at children level. And as I speak, our colleagues are now in Medina, Thongoliba, helping the Ministry of Agriculture to conduct a few vaccinations. And throughout last week, we have been doing campaign on rabies in our chiefdoms of operation. We are operating in 6 chiefdoms, 3 in Cambia and 3 in Kailao. We have been doing rabies campaign, and we want to thank Breakthrough because Breakthrough provided the IEC materials for us, which we have been using. And we have been receiving so much issues about dog bites, especially in a village called Kamasasa. Dogs form groups and coming during night hours to chase goats and sheep. We have seen so many examples of these cases being reported again in a village called Kasi in Samuchido. So this is very much important to take note of. And Madam Chair, the sierraleone Cross Society through the CP3 project is obliged to continue the vaccination come next week, but we want to ask FAO and together with our colleagues from the Ministry of Agriculture to please assist us with more vaccines. Because as I speak, what Cambia and Kailao received, we only have 100 doses for Cambia and 100 for Kailao, but we want to continue. Because my statistics from as of yesterday, we've registered 432 dogs for Cambia alone. And for Kailao, we've registered 389 dogs. And we've only received 100 doses of vaccines for each of these districts. That tells you that we have more to do because we have to vaccinate the dogs we have already registered. And I want to thank One Health Secretariat because he helped me coordinate the activities for the previous years in ensuring that human beings and animals live in a healthy environment. Without much ado, I want to extend our thanks and appreciation to USAID because USAID has been providing funds on behalf of the people of Cambia and Kailao. Many speakers have delivered statements in the area of ensuring we have collaboration in order for us to tackle this deadly menace. I want to thank all and sundry. I'm looking forward to see how best you could address our request. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the representative from the Sierraleone Red Cross Society. We acknowledge your contribution in fighting this disease, and you made mention about presently you need support from the ministry and other partners. The vaccine, rightly from the FAO side, has been delivered to the ministry. And if you want those vaccines, I think you need to apply to the district agriculture office where your operation is. If you're operating in Kabbalah, you apply the district agriculture officer in Kabbalah. In Cambia, likewise, yeah? Because we are all in this fight. Thank you so much for your contribution. I will now call on the speaker, the representative from Office of the National Security to give his statements.
Sitting for quite a long time. Madam Chair, fellow dignitaries on the high table, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I bring you greetings from the National Security Coordinator, who has asked me to represent him in this meeting. By way of my selection, I represent the department. I lead a department called Protective Security, back vetting protective security of the Office of National Security. It's been a very serious engagement, which I want to join our most elderly person, Dr. Jallo, who said that by the representation here today, he felt a little disappointed. And I want to join him on that because observing the various vulnerabilities that have already been cited by speakers on the high table, it's much considerate that we need to have given the kind of attention to this day in terms of making sure plans are put in place on how we've gone ahead in tackling rabies in this country. And like our boss normally said, come to the table and tell me what you've done in your various institutional mandates so that we see the kind of level of engagement at national level, I mean at your point, as part of your contribution to national development. The rate of vulnerability of our children, looking at the population of Sierra Leone, much more youthful, it's so alarming. Like I have my little boy every day at home, seeing a dog would like to play around its mouth, and I'll just drop my voice, not play that much. You see, and all of these vulnerabilities we can see around. It is high time. The plans are so huge. Even when we talk of national instruments to be laid in Parliament, still some vulnerabilities are around that area. And I really want to call on the ministry, which is responsible in doing so, to make sure that these legal documents are laid and have the kind of national engagement that will benefit from that. I don't think if the Ministry of Agriculture is being represented at weekly meetings, which is National Security Council Coordinating Group, NSCCG. This is the steering committee of the Office of National Security, and as at large also for Sierra Leone advising the presidency on key national issues, especially like this. And if they are not represented, I want to bear this message to them that try for their representation, because short vulnerabilities will be key items on our agenda for discussion. On the side of sustainable development goals, with regards to animal population, which Dr. Jallo mentioned, I want to say my department is looking up to having a kind of community control mechanism in making sure we know the dog population and we can have a situation wherein the dogs will be used for our benefit in this country. He mentioned the fact that dogs are free securities in Sierra Leone, right? And it is true. But for us at Protective Security and Private Security Department, Directorate of the ONS, we've now been able to develop regulations for private security engagement in Sierra Leone. And some of the security services we've identified going forward is allowing dogs as security partners within the population. Many times, people want to register the use of dogs for security purposes. And if we handle that aspect well, we'll see how much we'll put our dogs into business in this country. It's just an eye-opener to this, because people have already started sending in applications for use of dogs as security in their homes. But the question is, how much control do we have over these dogs? what is the kind of dog population we have in this country. So we are still looking at that situation in making sure we use dogs as proper security agents for our homes. Without wasting more time, I want to register this concern because this report really reached the National Security Coordinator, and also looking at possibilities wherein the Ministry of Agriculture would have a representation at NSCC so that some of these critical issues are discussed for national development. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Representative from the Office of the National Security. So we already know now that it's a security issue. We are talking here about rabies, health, prevention, environment, vaccines. Now we see the issue of security in there. So we should know how important this thing is. And also I take cognizance about the ministry being part of that committee that you are talking of, because these are developmental issues. Security is very paramount to our development. Yeah, thank you so much. We have now the chief, how will they call it? The chief CVO, the chief veterinary officer. And the other one will be say outgoing director of livestock is here to give a statement.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I want to take this opportunity on my behalf as a retired civil servant to thank you very much for giving me the accolades to make a statement as an elderly statesman in this August gathering. It is quite evident that rabies has caused a lot of human deaths from the time it was discovered in Sierra Leone in 1949. It was in 1949 that we first registered rabies in Sierra Leone, and in 1951, TECO lab confirmed rabies. So you can see that TECO has been in existence even before independence. So that shows clearly how we are still working towards maintaining TECO lab in Makeni. In 1971, 13 people died of rabies, and that same year, 4,700 dogs were vaccinated at that time. I'm giving you a short history of what has been happening. And then in 2018, 10 people died also of rabies in Sierra Leone. 2019, 10 also died again. CBL then started confirming rabies cases now after the incursion. In 2020, 9 cases were confirmed at CBL. 2021, 12, and 5 in 2022. Then for 2023, except for a few days now that I've not been really contacting them, I have on my record 7. That has happened in Sierra Leone for the past years. And we know that a lot has been done. I want to applaud the One Health platform for collectively working together to address zoonotic diseases in the country. I want to recognize also the effort of FAO, Breakthrough Action, Red Cross, for the unflinching support they have accorded to the Ministry of Agriculture. The One Health family have an engagement of this nature which draws us to the theme of this year of World Rabies Day. We have done a lot, Mr. Chairman. A lot has been done. to have vaccination coverage of, a lot has to be done, to have a vaccination coverage of 75% and to eradicate rabies in 2030. 7 more years to go. We have 7 more years to go to meet the deadline that is being set for 2030. This cannot be achieved single-handedly. We need to galvanize our efforts, speak the same language, since diseases have no boundaries. We work on the same page and then see that we really work towards eradicating this disease in 2030. It is very important to raise awareness of the consequences of human and animal rabies and how we can prevent it. We spoke about, a lot of people have talked about how we can work collectively to eradicate rabies in 2030. And Dr. Gudus also mentioned about the legal documents that we are supposed to work with. Those ones, we have presented them to the Well of Parliament. They have gone through cabinet and now they are in the Well of Parliament waiting for their approval. That we have done. And I believe that the permanent secretary, the senior permanent secretary, is working assiduously on that to see that at least this new cabinet, parliament, will now give the stamp on it to really be enacted. I think there's not much I can talk again about what has happened because a lot of people have talked a lot. And if I still continue saying it, it will just be repeating what they have said. I want to just take this opportunity to thank you very much for giving your time to this activity, because it is not an easy task really for people to leave their busy schedules to come for programs of this nature. We have many competing activities and therefore people cannot really attend to. Much more people that we are expecting did not come to attend this gathering. But on the whole, we want to say thank you for those that have really made it up to come and see that we are all working together towards eradicating rabies in 2030. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our outgoing CVO. Thank you for your contribution. You said much has been done, much has been said. Saying it will be repetition. So we know that already. So what is left is the reflection for the day, because most of the things discussed here need to be reflected when we go back to our offices in order for us to strategize and put our plans for actions. Next on the agenda, we have an update of awareness campaign on the reduction of human exposure to dog bites to rabies. Okay, that has been withheld. So we move on to the integrated surveillance.
Okay, thank you so much. I will not bother you with so many literature, just to show you how rabies destroy human. Like the speaker was saying, we all know that rabies start from animal also, and Madam Chair was saying not to blame the dog, because the dog also is taking it from the wild, the domestic. So this is so far what we had 3 years back in Bombali. This is Sierra Leone. The person was beaten by a dog and later on started the treatment. You know what? One thing we need to emphasize on, the anti-rabies vaccine for human, the one that people are giving. Oh, okay. All right, okay.
I think you can wait, we go down so we can see your presentation, then we can come up again.
Okay,
You will come up again. Because the minister has to speak.
Allow the minister to give his speech.
Thank you so much. So, like I was saying, the anti-rabies vaccine we have in country, one thing we need to emphasize on, some people, when bitten by a dog, they will say, I'm going to take the vaccine. But normally what they are giving is a toxoid, not the vaccine. And they will normally tell them 50,000 or 100,000. That's not anti-rabies vaccine. Anti-rabies vaccine cost for human is higher than 100,000, even for the animals. So in some setting, you will hear 350, 400 for one shot, that the person needs to take 3 shots if the dog is known, and 4 shots if the dog is unknown, like a stray dog walking. So if you have an incident like this, he took the 50,000 shots. A week later, he started barking like a dog. We have similar case again at Fobe Road. The only girl child of a family of 60 years, the father 60 years old, mother 60-year-old, now the only picture that he gets. After the last shot, he again starts for barking like a dog at the end of the day. That's not the last sign, he died obviously. So let me just watch what will happen now in other country, how Motorman the bag like dog.
This is RABIES like you've never seen before. With the permission of the patient's father, he was bitten by a dog, plus or minus 2 years ago. That's supposed to be good for this vaccine.
So when they see how the person in the back, when they hear the sound, in the back like a dog, this is the last stage. Nothing no day for doing for, I mean no do nothing. At this stage, anybody who gets a scratch or speech pump, tendency for liver contract the same thing is greater. So when I make they put on the bed, you see how the entire oxygen in the brain so. But since we, the animal doctor, then, at this stage for animal, we able to put them down, we call it. But Motorman, they allow, because it's in our God and everything for done, that human. But we, animal side, we able to put the animal down. Okay, so this is another, just for showing how dangerous it is, this is another video. Okay, this is Angola. So when I see young baby beaten by a dog, in back then they just wait no more for the last days then. Yes. You know easy. These are the healthcare giver. Instead they cry because they feel if na be young picking high for do. So yes, all these are patients in the hospital beaten by dogs. You know, when giving the statement, somebody mentioned say most of the dog bite cases na beginning they get another so because they more keep play with the dogs and they did at house or when they're off from school. So you see. Yes. Okay, so the video long, I just give you a short one there. Okay, this now how it manifests because most of the sign for human, you get the photophobia and agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is the afraid water, where they get even dog. So Motorman again are the same thing. When I look this now 48 years man, where they hearing this. So they get water for late drink or anything where they drink, you know able to drink because when I just watch. So this fella. Okay, so these are some of the videos and just for showing how rabies is dangerous and how rabies will work in human. You know, before this stage, what we need to do is responsible pet ownership. I like what that Dr. Bulus was saying because you can have a pet at home. If you are not taking care of that pet may be may pose a threat to the family members and those who are coming to the family. You need to vaccinate the dog. You need to treat the dog on regular basis. So this now what you want and the message you want to people know. Awareness raising. Rabies, if you tackle on the animal side, they transfer to motorman at all. But if you not tackle on the animal side, obviously motorman they are threat. No matter how you provide vaccine for human, if you don't provide the care for the animal where they give, because animal back now, we need this week, like the team for this year, they say all for one, one and for all. Now the collaboration between the environment, the human and the animal health. If we don't collaborate, we're not going to tackle rabies. We they say for eliminate rabies by 2030. How we going to eliminate rabies by 2030 if we not come together? So this is what we need to do. This prevention and animal rabies control. These are the participants so far since the start of World Rabies Day celebration or commemoration. We have the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the WHO, the World Organization for Animal Health, the FAO, the World Veterinary Association, the World Society for Protection of Animals, the Pan-African Health Organization, Institute Pasteur, the Veterinary Without Border, the IFRC, and Breakthrough Action. So these are the partners that always support worldwide, not only Sierra Leone, the commemoration of World Rabies Day. These are the key factors, the players. So World Rabies Day for 2007 in other countries, this is how they are doing it. So quickly, I will give you an update about rabies in Sierra Leone, what our Central Veterinary Laboratory so far have tested. We have in our midst our manager, so he shared this slide with me just to tell you what was tested versus how many positive we have. Let me go this all. Okay, this is how samples are sent from district, from national to the Central Veterinary Laboratory in terms of samples. So this, after analysis, so this is the table we have. Number of animal rabies cases tested at the CVL from 2020 to 2023. So far, they have submitted the positive cases from 2020 to 2023 is 28, and they have 9 negative. They rejected 3, so the total is 40. So out of 40, we have 28 positive. So we now know rabies is in Sierra Leone. We need to do something. And all these samples that are sent to the CVL, we always go dog bite first, and then the next thing that community will think about is to decapitate the head of the animal or to kill the animal at community level. So after killing, they will contact the CVL. Oh, we have 2 dog bite cases for these districts like Kwenadugu and Kenema. They are the most frequent districts that report dog bite cases. So immediately when they send to the lab will first do the rapid test, positive, and then they do the PCR, positive. So it means the life of that person that was beaten is already condemned. So if that person go and buy this 50,000 vaccine, obviously the outcome will not be good. So we as a ministry, agriculture, so we normally have backup vaccine for our health, our workers, the front line. So what we do, we provide this vaccine that are meant for our frontline workers to sustain these people. We always contact FAO. They are supporting us in terms of human rabies vaccine for our workers and then the animal vaccine for the animals that we are vaccinating. So we do support, and all these 28, I think we supported many of them in terms of rabies vaccine, and they are okay, they are alive. Alright, so this is the distribution now per district. We are seeing which among the districts report the most rabies cases here. We have Kwenadugu, 8. Are we seeing? Kenema, 7. Bombali, 5. Tonkolili, 3. Western area, 2. Potloko, 1. Muyamba, 1. Kambia, 1. This is what they are reporting to us directly. But we have those cases that they are not reporting through our healthcare workers. So people may be dying in communities based on this, unknown to the Ministry of Health and unknown to the Ministry of Agri. So we need to, the awareness is not just at national level, but at district level. Thank God to Breakthrough and Red Cross, they are doing great role for us in the district where they are operating. For Red Cross, they are operating in Cambia and Kailaun, and they are doing great role. In fact, presently as it is, they are not just targeting this year district awareness, they are going to chiefdom, like the representative say for the CPT project. That's why we are supporting them in terms of rabies vaccine, so that these people that they are registered can have the required vaccine for their dogs. Likewise for Breakthrough Action, they are supporting us throughout, not just during the period of World Rabies Day. No, from January to December, Breakthrough Action, they are raising awareness for rabies in most of the districts, not just Western area. Okay, yeah. So this is a distribution of confirmed case from January up to July. As you can see, these are the successes. The CVL has developed the full capacity for rabies testing. A total of 40 suspected was submitted, and then 28 positive. We gained 2 years WHO twin project support that helped strengthen the testing capacity, quality assurance, and biorisk. So we have challenges. Okay, yeah.
Yes, let me continue from where my colleagues have just stopped. As he said, I am the manager at the Central Veterinary Laboratory, and those graph that was just projected, that shows the number of cases that have been submitted, and those that are positive and those that are negative, and for the period under review from 2020 to date. And as we are all here, that we know that rabies is a serious incident that we need to really eliminate, and we have a lot of challenges that really bother. I'm very much happy that when the remark was made by the FAO rep, he raised a concern about strengthening the laboratory capacity, and that should be a major concern that we all need to really put an emphasis on. And there are certain things that are really that are obstacles to the strengthening of the laboratory capacity, because we are getting support from FAO and USAID and some other partners, and providing the equipment. They are provided the structure, and they are also developing the human resource capacity. Reagents are coming, but you know, some of the obstacles that we make the system, the elimination that we are all carrying towards, will not work well, is when these incidents are occurring within our localities. The dog bite cases happening within the localities are not being properly investigated. Because if you listen to the EPRG meeting, the One Health collaborative meeting at the EOC, every week there must be more than 10, 15, 20 dog bite cases within that week. But are they being properly investigated collaboratively? Collaboratively, I mean the One Health approach. Now, you saw districts assign a total number of cases. You know, these are districts that have really responded to cases. That doesn't mean that it's not happening in other districts. But what is their response rate? What have they done? Are they investigating the cases? As we all know from what the text normally says, you know, that not all dog bite cases that you can suspect as or you can take it as a rabies case, except you have to observe the organisms that really involved in the bite incident. Now, limited human resource. That is one of the concerns that we are already raising at the Central Veterinary Laboratory. The laboratory structure is there. We have so many units, you know, that is really equipped for us to go ahead with testing our work. But how many persons are available in the lab? Only few, 3. I can see, including myself here. Then low flow of rabies due to the availability of sample referral system. There is no structure. I am saying this, I am putting emphasis on this one. We have partners, they have made good number of our local partners are in the district supporting Cambia, supporting Kailam. But are we just supporting vaccination? You are hearing about dog bite incident. Can you please come on board and help the Ministry of Agriculture so that we'll be able to respond collaboratively, you know, to the bite incident that are happening within this district, so that we can get number of samples coming, or you observe the dogs. I will be in that. Now, there are so many other challenges that you have already seen, you know, which we believe without us getting a remedies to those challenges, the laboratory strengthening capacity that was spoken by a colleague from WHO I don't think if we can achieve that one, we need to really work, together to make sure we strengthen the laboratory capacity so that we'll be able to really detect, the incidents that are happening within our locality. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you so much
from the team for their presentation. That was very good, and we saw how rabies can affect humans. So it's not a matter of just come here to say, give all these speeches. We have seen how important we need to fight to eradicate it. And we have about 6 to 7 years left. So we need to work fast, we need to work hard and work fast for the elimination. And next on this auspiciable celebration, we will now call on the representative of the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security to give the keynote. I think we have to agree here, because there is another meeting they are calling the minister to attend. But I am the chair. You gave me the chair, so I need to decide. So I need to take my minister.
It's okay.
So let me go ahead, Mr. Minister.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We'll try our best and run as fast as we can. Yes. Of course, this is just key highlight of the rabies campaign breakthrough action is supporting in collaboration with the One Health risk communication and community engagement team. So our campaign objectives were to look at increasing the knowledge and improving the behavior change in relation to transmission of rabies, risks, referral and treatment, reporting pathways, prevention, reporting, and also care seeking. So we never did it alone. Breakthrough Action was working with a team of One Health that has to do with MOHS, EPA, MAF, and also other partners. And this is just a quick background of how Breakthrough Action started. We started the support since 2019 with Bombali working with Red Cross. We walked through into Western area urban around 2022, and this year we extended to as far as Western area rural and also Moyamba districts. So this is just like was saying, Breakthrough Action supporting dog bite and rabies awareness 2019 since running down through to 2022, 2023 in all of those districts. And we look at the strategy. We actually adopted a strategy to ensure that we pass on key messages to the communities, and also in relation to ensuring that this rabies engagement across the communities and our stakeholders, the message go down well. So go back, sorry. Yeah. The first slide. Okay, so we look at day-to-day community engagement, wherein our mobilizers, we are engaging communities, door-to-door engagement, to reaching out to people with key rabies messages, and also engagement with key community stakeholders, where we have trainings, we have meetings with them to ensure that they understand the purpose and the rationale behind the engagement. Yes. And we also look at adoption of 117 call center. They were at the back end, tracing and receiving some of those calls from the community in terms of concerns relating to rabies and dog bite. We also had capacity building, where we had training and orientations of mobilizers, community stakeholders, community health workers across those two districts for this particular 2023 engagement. And development and broadcasting of mass media. We also engage radios, TV stations, using TV programs and also jingle hearing of key rabies messages. And we collaborate with the CHWs or health care practitioners across the communities and the chiefdoms we work. So we also look at the key target campaign audiences. We work not only with few but almost every member of the community. We look at the religious leaders, the students, market women, petty traders. We look at the teachers, we look at the healthcare workers, farmers, stakeholders, and community members. So the campaign promoted key behaviors. What were those behaviors? We look at to prevent dog bite, which was one of our key focus. We want to ensure that, do not disturb dogs, which was one of the key messages we promoted, and take your time when passing or entering where dog lives. That was also promoted, and stay away from any dog that is acting strange, especially those stray dogs. And we also look at the second key behavior. If a dog bites you, what you're supposed to do. We look at wash the bite, or the area a dog bit, and then you can wash the bite with soap and water for about 20 or at least 15 minutes. And also go quickly to the hospital just in case you are bitten by a dog. Call 117 was also promoted behavior to ensure that we receive or they receive support to take those victims to the nearest hospital and report to the community animal health workers, and the communities without animal health workers, they can report to the cows. So we look at the key achievements. We are able to train and orientate 60 community drivers, including key stakeholders, 144 mobilizers. We oriented 172 healthcare workers, and also 40 journalists or media staff. So key achievement continues. Like I said, we engage about 172 PHUs we work with to ensure that those messages are communicated. For the mass media, we reach about 2,593,125 individuals through our radio and jingles and TV programs. And we had 18 radio discussions in the process, hearing those key messages and promoting those behaviors. So for the key achievements, like I said, this is just a summary of what we actually gathered from our community engagements. So about 102,256 individuals we have reached across Moyamba and Western area rural, about 44% of males and 56% females. So you can see the breakdown by we visit PHU, outreach, school, and more reach was accounted under door-to-door engagement. So we learn key things during the engagement we want to share. Limited or lack of rabies vaccine, which came out from almost every discussion. We need to really take note into this because the engagement is there, the messages are going out, but people want to use the service, and at the end of the day, they are not probably available, most especially at community and district levels. And the program lands, there were cases of dog bites reported. We had an example of 4 cases of dog bites that were reported during the campaign engagement. And also, communities established community bylaws where they put measures in place to ensure that, we control dog bites within those communities. And there was also a high turnout of individuals who vaccinate their pets during the previous engagement. This might go fast, so God bless you. So, need for government and partners to provide sufficient rabies vaccine at a cheaper cost. This is very important, not only to provide the vaccine, but many could not afford, like my colleague was saying, to purchase those vaccines. So maybe the government can look into that as well. So we are able to gather key challenges. Yes. So rabies reporting and access to treatment was a key challenge. for the One Health team, and I believe the engagement is going on, but this has been one of the key challenge, and there was also an ongoing challenges in accessing effective treatment, especially for rabies, human rabies vaccines. So at community and district level, which is very much important. And limitation of funds to scale up the rabies campaign. We had a lot of calls, from district. They want the same thing that is happening in Western area, urban, and more about to be replicated into another district. So there are calls for, partners to come in and support the government to come in and stretch forth hands so that other districts can benefit. So key recommendations. Mobilizers recommend to expand, like I said, the implementation into other districts, not just limited to those 2 districts. Like we had a statistic that was just presented. For example, Koenadugu might want to have or benefit from the same engagement. So the government should support the hospitals and community health centers with human rabies vaccine. Like I said, the access and the location of accessing those human rabies vaccine is very key. Not everybody has the opportunity to travel to Freetown and come and, have access to those vaccines. Yes. So reduce the cost of human rabies vaccine. This is also a plea from the community individuals. They are really asking for the government to think around this, how they can reduce the cost of those vaccines. And also, communities should continue to tackle the issue of street dogs, especially in Freetown. So partners and the government, as we are hearing, let's put hands together and ensure that we continue to support the implementation, and of this rabies and dog bite campaign across the country. So these are just pictorial evidences of what have been going on so far. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much for your nice presentation. The reward for hard work is more work. Because all what you have presented here, we have seen your efforts, the synergy, the communication, the community mobilization, the awareness. All these are good work. That's why I said the reward for hard work is more work. We need to work more. Now we have the, what's the comedian? Performance of professional comedians to further raise awareness. So we have the comedian to come and help us here raise the awareness. So let us sit back and see how it's gonna take place. Then also let me remind you also, in all what we are doing, we see the essence of security. Security comes in. So I think we need to include them in further discussions and BI systems. Yeah?
Hey, Patrick, from where I don't send out to this doctor for take this dog for rabies. Probably take care of this dog very well. Probably take the vaccine. Up till now, I don't say it. What's the problem? Because I don't hear how this rabies they destroy people here. Even said me auntie me they tell me yesterday. He said dog pets when body begin. When the begin one die, now so in the back like dog. Oh my God. Well this, it look like say I'll go see me doctor. That's it.
What's the problem again?
I torment because waiting at the area about this rabies. Me auntie like what just been on the come to me say they say me auntie tell me how dog bets when body begin then before he died and they back like dog.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's so painful. So I torment. So now that's make I tell them say they take me dog I can't go to you. They go get a vaccine. But from where I send them, you know I go to you.
Relax. Patrick don't come to me. You know, seeing a person in the joke with you. Your rabies injection for your dog. Bingo, I don't vaccinate her. As Patrick come with her. You know? Because I know say it's very important for make sure say you vaccinate your animal. Because it not only will protect your animal, but it will also serve as safety for the community.
Okay, so people safe right now?
Very safe.
Oh, good.
Doctor.
Alaji Fulaman.
Doctor, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How the condition, how the situation? Doctor, wait, rabies. Na bad disease, but not a bad disease.
Well, rabies is a very bad disease.
Rabies
na a virus, and you know say it's when a virus
nah.
is very bad. This rabies na something where they transfer from animal to mortal man through spit, through like where the dog will bet you. The same way so when he scratch you.
Doctor, wait oh. There will not get nobody like where she wear them bet you don't not simple mitigation, not the why they put madam because we never picking I get a salt and pepper.
You don't point the business. It's way for the don't do. That moment where the dog better. Just make sure say for the moment of prostate sake, you make sure say you put water. Now this is how the dog bet you left at it for like 15-20 minutes. Then from there you can go direct to hospital. If you not get way, you call the number the way they put the toll number for call the hospital.
I'm not here, I saw the God. Now I make my mother make it die last year because of the thing I got take paper put on the way. You know, as a woman no go sick. You know, more than no go fail my way to I hear about Dr. Kudu see there.
I did. That one is the kind of patients we get not from Mama land. But on a very serious note, you know we know. Now that you don't know, the best way for remedy dog bite is to make sure say they give the pikin the rabies injection. Not go take all kind of injection because people in the world they tell you say take this 50,000 injection because it's cheap.
And then behind the door, behind back door. So laugh can take forward because back door anything mortality na fear on as far as from today as I get problem, who's are they go?
You can straight to the Ministry of Agriculture or you call the toll number or you make sure say you go to Dr. Kudus.
But wait to feed Dr. Kudus. Feed Dr. Kudus know they wait till they happen.
Doctor, I know Dr. Kudus. I didn't Kudus. You don't understand.
It's not the best veterinarian in the country. We been done the out for colors and fed this business for make sure say the animal then get protection and get welfare. Just like how me self Dr. Ezekiel did one.
I saw Dr. Ezekiel or Dr. Kudus or who that the Kudus no Kudus or they are making dog making pitting. Can I not skit and I saw Dr.
Make sure say you know get a paper doctor business.
Maggie and so.
When we say Maggie and so, you know they help at all. So I go hand you over for make yourself talk to, the population on some of it in the world for you. Thank you very much.
Really? When somebody gets a dog, I feel safe. I can't go to doctor. Kudus, but then I go and check them. Yes, because the rabies is really bad. If he bets person, then at that time the way he bets the person don't get money. So many people they want to say when you get your dog, say I want to tell we friends them, we neighbors them, say when they get their dog, let them take them now hospital, for them to get vaccine. You see, rabies is bad. Because now me auntie, the they talk so no mommy, auntie, wait me auntie, tell me, it's really bad. You see, it's that's how we begin they back like dog. Not a man for die. In the back like dog.
So we know say anything in a virus that's something very dangerous. So we talk to people and say, make we work together as one for make sure say we help ourselves for prevent this thing. Because that's something we not good in our society. We know say the challenges them but to God, if we come together as one, we will able to make sure say we put this disease now back. And so I know say from now to 2030, we will make sure say we will eradicate rabies.
Our Kodong, we they call the government, let them interfere, let them make an inside where you go, any community where you go, let them go in partnership, don't know get the ability rabies.
Doctor, what about them street dog them? Because the dog them now, don't put him on you go see them.
Well, let's tell them will be small city council can for make sure say they capture some of them dog and they put them in a safer place. So we appeal to the Ministry of Environment, that of Agriculture, Health, and all the other supportive organizations, be it international or national, to make sure that we work together so that we're able to eradicate or at least minimize this particular menace way the Ambogo society from now to 2030.
Doctor, we'll be small, we see key to council and they get police when they get them right now, no they again. So what thing will happen and me
and we call on city council for make sure say and try for, right project them on that day. So make sure say we know say ABCCR. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the professionals. In a synopsis, we know what this means. That's how we for fight against this rabies for eliminator from now till 2030. And we don't see it's a demonstration. Although we understand exactly what rabies can cause and how for fight against her and how for collaborate for fight against her. But that might be actual question if Dr. This not the way go happy. Ezekiel there. Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Health. So you see, so we're going to better. We're going to better. Now follow we all put the synergy together for no fighter. So now we call on the honorable minister. Now you got to come. Okay, give the keynote address. No time for the honorable minister.
Thank you very much. I want to register the Honorable Minister's apology for not being here to deliver the keynote address. Likewise, the Permanent Secretary. You know, currently, Ministry of Agriculture is leading the President's agenda, the Feed Salon program, so a lot of things, activities are ongoing. So you can imagine how overwhelming the ministry is. Even as I sit, a lot of calls to attend other meetings, but this is also very important. I am going to deliver the Honorable Minister's keynote address. Esteemed partners, government officials from the One Health, MDAs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, I wish to register sincere thanks and appreciation to our esteemed partners for supporting the World Rabies Day celebration 2023 across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may be aware, rabies is a neglected tropical disease affecting humans and mammals globally. Rabies was first confirmed in the country in 1951, as mentioned by our outgoing director, at the veterinary laboratory in Teco, McKinney. Rabies vaccination campaign in the country started in 1954, where 151 dogs were vaccinated. In 1995, 300 dogs were vaccinated. Rabies control and prevention reached its peak in 1971, where 13 people died of rabies. In the same year, 4,700 dogs were vaccinated. Since 2010, a sporadic outbreak of rabies and several dog bite incidences among human population have been reported, and the dog population have been on the increase. Of course, you can see stray dogs all over the place in Freetown and other communities. In 2018, 1,354 dog bite cases were reported, resulting to 10 human deaths. And in 2019, the number of dog bite cases increased to 1,554, resulting into 10 human deaths. And in 2022, we had 1,301 dog bite cases reported, which results into 10 human deaths. Veterinary laboratory in Teko has been receiving these reports, but like we heard from the presenter, these are cases reported. So you can imagine, considering the situation, especially in the rural areas, how difficult it is for people to move from one place to the other, the number of unreported cases. So just the reported cases sends a signal for us to understand the gravity, the importance that we should give to the issue of rabies. Meanwhile, 10 cases in 2021 and 9 cases in 2022, and presently 5 cases in 2023 have been reported, confirmed. The district with the confirmed cases between 2020 to date are Koinadugu, has been presented 9 cases showing the highest reported cases. Kenima, second, showing 7 cases reported. Bombali, 5 cases. Tonkolidi, 3 cases. Western area, 2 cases. While Putloko, Cambia, and other places have shown 1 confirmed case each. This may not be a true reflection of what is really happening across the country, like I said, because we believe that most of the incidences have not been reported. For decades, rabies has been endemic in Sierra Leone, and many of our compatriots have succumbed to death as a result of this virus. As a call for concern, we have gathered here today using the One Health approach to collaborate this year and also to commemorate the World Rabies Day together so that we all can put hands on deck to address the issue of rabies. If you look at the theme, it says all for one, one health for all, which highlights that we all must collaborate so that we achieve one goal of eradicating the rabies virus in our societies, in our communities by 2030. This commemoration serves as an important opportunity to bring all of us together to deliberate and strengthen the synergy that we have been manifesting and to use all modalities and strength that is to our various disposal to make sure that we address this menace. I will not continue without commenting on some of the remarkable achievements made by the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security in collaboration with its partners, especially the One Health platform, and also our financial partners. Some of the achievements include, in collaboration with the One Health platform, we've deployed a national, developed a national strategy for eradication of rabies and the enhancement of the dog population in Sierra Leone. That is to try as best as possible that we reduce the dog population, especially the stray dogs. The Ministry of Agriculture has also developed a robust animal health surveillance system for the country's early detection and reporting of suspected rabies cases. The ministry has developed capacity and capabilities to rapidly diagnose and confirm rabies at the veterinary center in Makeni, Teko. I want to applaud our partners, USAID, FAO, RABIES, World Bank, and all the others for their tremendous effort and support they have provided in this fight. This is not the fight for only one entity, it is for all of us, because if one individual Sierra Leonean is affected, we are all affected. Rabies in animals is 100% preventable through vaccination. Therefore, the Ministry of Agriculture, with support from FAO and other partners, have over the years conducted national mass vaccination campaigns against rabies in cats, dogs, and other related animals. Thanks to the breakthrough action, we've just seen their presentation, we have realized the efforts they are putting in this fight. Thank you very much for all what you're doing. Sensitization is very key in this fight. I am happy that we have the professionals did for us a short skit. This is just for us to understand that rabies is deadly and what are the opportunities at our disposal that we can use so that we address or tackle the effect of the rabies by the infection of virus amongst our population. Through projects supported by our partners, we've been able to equip the veterinary center in Makeni. However, despite all these supports, we still have challenges. Some of the challenges have to do with the cost that we prepared in our action plan for rabies eradication, which is embedded in the national strategy, has not been fully implemented as I speak. The main activities in the action plan includes dog population management, mass vaccination coverage to achieve 75% coverage, continuous sensitization of the public on the dangers of rabies, and continuous training of personnel on simple collection and transportation of to the Central Veterinary Laboratory for rabies testing. I am confident at this moment that this meeting, having heard all what the other speakers have said, that we've learned a lot, we've gathered so much good practices and best practices that we can use in future so that we are able to address our collective goal in eradicating rabies by 2030. I wish to pledge the commitment of the government and the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security and to ensure that rabies is eradicated in Sierra Leone by 2030. Thank you very much for your attention.